Teyana Taylor and Aaron Pierre split up over the holidays. They did. That is such a hot couple gone to waste. They are so, together. They were so beautiful. They dated less than a year. But here's the part that took me out. Women are already flooding Aaron's comments, trying to get his attention because he posted a very, very fine as hell picture of himself.
Y'all, the timeline just detonated, and nobody was prepared for this fallout. Teyana Taylor and Aaron Pierre, the pair fans swore was solid, protected, unbreakable, are reportedly done, and what followed has been pure internet madness. Not even a full year together. Flashy red carpets. Curated PDA. Love-drunk captions. Then suddenly, silence. Just weeks ago, Teyana was glowing, publicly gushing over him, calling him her apple pie. Fast forward to now, Aaron posts one photo, and the comment section turns feral. Women swarm and instantly, joking about applications, volunteering emotional support, flirting openly, acting like the breakup siren just went off. It's chaotic, thirsty, and borderline unhinged, a full-blown digital feeding frenzy. But here's where it gets darker. Whispers from behind the scenes say this relationship may have never been authentic at all. A rollout. A strategy. A carefully staged connection designed to elevate visibility and expand reach. That's the rumor spreading fast. Aaron, always polished, always camera ready, might have been present physically, but emotionally? Checked out. Detached. Untouchable. He's popping up at elite events, smiling for lenses, but giving nothing real behind the eyes. Fans started clocking the inconsistencies, no birthday shoutouts, sudden absences, skipped appearances, and body language that shifted from affectionate to ice cold. And the speculation doesn't stop there. Some insiders hint that Aaron's preferences have always leaned a certain way, while others claim his name has quietly circulated around unexpected figures behind closed doors. Add to that Teyana's fragile post-divorce chapter, her first public relationship after separating from Iman Shumpert, something deeply personal, deeply vulnerable. Now people are questioning whether that openness was leveraged for buzz, clout, and career momentum rather than genuine connection.
So one comment said, "We heard you're single now. You taking any applications?" Another said, "If you ever need a shoulder to cry on." Another woman said, "If you need a friend to talk to, I'm here." But I gotta say this, ladies, come on now. Y'all not even giving this a mourning period. It's like sharks smelling blood in the water. All kind of sharks.
Buckle up, because what just detonated online feels less like gossip and more like a controlled explosion. Teyana Taylor and Aaron Pierre, the couple once labeled untouchable, flawless, fashion-forward perfection, are reportedly done, and the aftermath has been brutal. The news slipped out quietly after the holidays, but the reaction was anything but subtle. Not even a full year together, yet one carefully chosen photo from Aaron, just one, and his comments section erupted. Women rushed in instantly, asking if he was single, joking about applications, offering emotional support, flirting shamelessly. It wasn't admiration, it was a swarm. Loud, aggressive, merciless internet chaos. But the real shock isn't just that they broke up. It's how fast the illusion collapsed. Just weeks earlier, Teyana was publicly glowing, calling Aaron her apple pie, radiating affection. They were red carpet gold, synchronized, polished, impossible to ignore. And now erased. No explanation. No closure. Just absence. Which sparked the question nobody can stop asking. Was this ever a real relationship or a perfectly staged performance? Behind-the-scenes whispers suggest it may have been all optics. A calculated alignment. A visibility boost disguised as romance. According to insiders, Aaron was never emotionally all in. He showed up when it mattered: award shows, premieres, photo ops, then vanished. Cameras on? Present. Cameras off? Distant. Cold. Untouchable. Fans started noticing the cracks. Birthdays ignored, public appearances dwindling, energy shifting from affectionate to detached. Something felt off, and people clocked it. Then the rumors caught fire. Claims spread that Aaron's preferences leaned elsewhere. Others alleged secret connections with unexpected figures, including a trans man. The speculation spiraled fast, feeding a non-stop gossip cycle. Digging deeper, fans traced the relationship back to early 2025, a timeline filled with ambiguity, never confirmation. Aaron's known for extreme privacy. Before Teyana, his name floated around Lori Harvey and actress Jessica Hardwick. And Jessica's name keeps
I'm here. So I looked at her profile, and her name is attorney Simone Redwine. Simone Redwine is an injury attorney who's been on ABC, Fox, and the Oprah Winfrey Network. And attorney Simone, I look up to you.
And still, the question refuses to die. Was Aaron ever genuinely choosing Teyana, or was this relationship a calculated move, designed to siphon visibility and accelerate his rise? Suddenly, every moment feels suspect. Every red carpet grin. Every perfectly timed appearance. Every polished photo now reads like part of a scripted storyline. Fans turn into detectives overnight, combing through social media, freezing frames, decoding body language. Deleted stories, skipped birthday posts, subtle tonal shifts, nothing is overlooked. Everything becomes evidence in a relentless online trial. Across platforms, the argument explodes. Was this emotional exploitation? Strategic opportunism? Or simply two ambitious lives drifting apart? Sources paint an uncomfortable picture. While Aaron gained exposure and momentum, Teyana invested emotionally, deeply. And that imbalance, many believe, made heartbreak unavoidable. The fantasy of luxury and perfection fractures when you zoom out and notice what's missing: presence, consistency, warmth. What remains is distance and appearances controlled down to the second. The rumors don't slow down. Some insiders claim Aaron's relationships have always carried a promotional edge, with real emotional attachment kept to a minimum. Others point directly to Teyana's timing, her first high-profile romance after divorce, a moment when vulnerability met massive visibility. In this media machine, that combination can be dangerous. The pattern unsettles fans: relationships activated during peak exposure, posts engineered for engagement, intimacy always coming second. Viewers also can't ignore the contrast. Aaron's quieter past connections stayed invisible, protected, real. But with Teyana, a woman who lives in the spotlight, every move was magnified, every silence deafening. To some, the strategy feels obvious. Her fame fuels the narrative, while he remains emotionally unreachable. Present enough to benefit, distant enough to stay clean. Now, the public replays everything with new eyes. Every affectionate caption feels rehearsed. Every interview moment feels staged. Threads spiral into breakdowns, timelines, theories, sympathy for Teyana colliding with skepticism, criticism, and full-blown conspiracy. One truth is undeniable: this breakup goes far beyond a private split. It's a case study in celebrity optics, emotional risk, and how fame rewards detachment. And so the question lingers, unresolved and unsettling. Did Aaron ever feel anything real? Or was Teyana simply another calculated chapter, a necessary step in a carefully engineered ascent towards stardom? Following the shock of Teyana Taylor and Aaron Pierre's split, the story only gets darker and more tangled. What initially appeared as a high-profile breakup now reads like a carefully orchestrated narrative, where every post, every appearance, and every comment holds a hidden layer. The public fascination isn't just about the end of the romance. It's about what it reveals about influence, manipulation, and the power dynamics behind the glitz and glam. Aaron's sudden reemergence online after the breakup sparked waves of speculation. Fans noted how his posts were meticulously timed, as if to remind the world he's still untouchable, still relevant, still in control. Yet, behind this carefully curated persona, whispers began surfacing. Insiders suggested that Aaron's motives weren't purely about personal relationships, but about strategic career maneuvers. Was Teyana merely collateral in his carefully managed image? Social media exploded with discussions, many pointing out the stark contrast between public gestures and private reality. Teyana's vulnerability after the split, contrasted against Aaron's calculated online presence, raised troubling questions. Who was really invested, and who was playing a game? Observers began piecing together timelines, analyzing posts, events, and statements, and the picture they painted was both messy and deliberate.
See, ladies, this is what you get. And this is why I say, this is why you got to get an ugly man. Or even not an ugly man, you got to get a medium ugly man. You got to get a man with a great personality. Because see, when you get a man like Aaron Pierre with that height, those eyes, the cheekbones, the abs, you're gonna have to deal with all of this, the women circling around. But if you date a medium ugly man, your girlfriends are not sliding into your DMs. They keep fighting for y'all to be together. You get a medium ugly man, your girlfriends are like, girl, that man loves you. You can work it out. That's why.
Honestly, watching how Aaron acts after the breakup, it's wild. He's posting pictures, smiling, interacting with fans, but there's no depth. You can tell he's protecting something, his image, his career. Teyana? She's exposing her emotions, her heartbreak. It's like watching two parallel realities collide, one real, one manufactured. And people need to see that. As speculation grew, multiple theories began to emerge. Some fans suggested the breakup was influenced by external pressures, career ambitions, or even contractual obligations tied to Aaron's rising stardom. Others posited that Teyana's outspoken nature and public influence made her too high risk for Aaron at this stage in his career. The narrative, however, was far from settled. Every new post or comment from either party reignited online debates, turning social media into a 24/7 rumor mill. Adding fuel to the fire, insiders revealed that Teyana had confided in close friends that she felt blindsided. According to her, there were subtle signs leading up to the split: missed calls, vague texts, and unexplained absences from public events. These small actions, when combined, painted a larger picture, one where Teyana's emotional investment far outweighed Aaron's apparent engagement. Public scrutiny intensified with comparisons to Aaron's past relationships. Fans dissected every appearance with former partners like Hannah Hurst or Lori Harvey, noting how his behavior differed sharply from the Teyana chapter. Where previous relationships were private, low profile, and low drama, Teyana's story played out on a public stage, amplified by paparazzi, social media, and fan obsession. This stark contrast only reinforced theories that Aaron's investment was strategic, not emotional. Meanwhile, the post-breakup period saw Teyana taking a more cautious approach to her public persona. Observers noted her careful selection of media interactions, her measured social media posts, and her avoidance of direct commentary on Aaron. Yet, even in restraint, her influence radiated. Fans and insiders alike began questioning Aaron's motives, fueling speculation that the breakup was less about compatibility and more about control. Insiders close to the couple also suggested that Aaron's career trajectory played a central role. His involvement in high-profile projects, like the Lion King prequel as young Mufasa, coincided with his strategic distancing from Teyana. The timing, sources say, was too precise to be coincidental, a clear indication of calculated image management. Teyana's friends reportedly voiced concern about the public fallout, worried that her emotional exposure was being exploited for online virality. Yet, even as fans sympathized with Teyana, discussions around Aaron's motives deepened. Rumors spread of manipulation, hidden agendas, and possible professional conflicts influencing the personal sphere. Adding a further twist, a secondary circle of insiders claimed that Teyana had begun receiving warnings from mutual acquaintances even before the split, suggesting that Aaron's intentions might have been questioned internally long before the public ever knew. Some of these voices alleged that Teyana was unknowingly being used to maintain Aaron's high-profile visibility while he pursued career advancements behind the scenes. The public, naturally, is divided. Some viewers argue that feelings were real, but that external pressures and busy schedules eroded the relationship. Others assert that the entire romance was orchestrated, a controlled PR chapter designed to benefit Aaron's career trajectory. As the debate rages online, every interaction, every post, and every subtle gesture is analyzed, annotated, and dissected for hidden meanings. The narrative took an even darker turn when speculations about Aaron's personal preferences and past associations resurfaced. Rumors linked him to relationships with trans men, and whispers of selectivity regarding partners further complicated the online discourse. Fans pored over old photos, interviews, and posts, creating a virtual dossier that suggested the breakup might have been both inevitable and orchestrated. Social media experts noted that the Teyana-Aaron chapter illustrates a larger phenomenon in celebrity culture: the collision between emotional authenticity and strategic persona management. Every move, every public-facing interaction, becomes fodder for online dissection, magnifying the intensity of public reaction. In this case, the divide is stark: Teyana's heartbreak and vulnerability versus Aaron's polished, calculated public presence. The fallout also extends to media coverage. Analysts observed how traditional outlets, gossip blogs, and independent commentators have all seized on the drama, weaving narratives that mix speculation with fact. The story has become a case study in modern celebrity exposure, how personal relationships are weaponized, consumed, and manipulated for virality, sometimes at the expense of the individuals involved. The saga of Teyana Taylor and Aaron Pierre has reached a crescendo. What began as a shocking breakup has morphed into a labyrinth of intrigue, emotional betrayal, and the ruthless mechanics of celebrity culture. Fans, insiders, and the media alike are now asking the same haunting question. Was this ever about love, or was it always about control, strategy, and image? Following weeks of speculation, social media debates, and leaked insider details, the story has turned into a full-blown public investigation. Every social media post, every subtle comment, and every public appearance is analyzed as if it contains hidden codes. The divide between the private reality and the public facade has never been clearer, and the public is desperate for answers. Aaron Pierre's calculated distancing after the breakup has fueled rumors that he never intended to be emotionally present. Observers note how his online persona remained polished, highly curated, and almost untouchable, a stark contrast to Teyana's emotional openness and vulnerability. Fans and insiders alike began tracing his patterns, revealing a man whose career and public image appear prioritized above all else. Sources close to Teyana confirmed that in private conversations, she expressed feelings of confusion and betrayal. The relationship, according to her, wasn't just ending, it was unraveling in a way that made her question her own judgment. Small details, like missing birthday messages, canceled—
I just say give him a little bit, give it a little mourning period, because we were so into it, and let the apple pie cool off.
Watching this unfold, you realize how much of it was performative. Aaron's presence was always controlled. The smiles, the photos, the public appearances, everything was designed. Meanwhile, Teyana's real emotions were on full display, and the public saw that. You can't fake heartbreak, and that's exactly why the story blew up the way it did. The revelations only intensified as insiders began piecing together the subtle, but deliberate ways Aaron may have leveraged the relationship for personal gain. Observers note that Teyana, while powerful and influential, was potentially used as a tool for visibility, particularly during periods where Aaron was ascending in high-profile projects like the Disney Lion King prequel. Fans began scrutinizing old footage, interviews, and social media content, comparing Teyana's authentic vulnerability to Aaron's strategically timed public interactions. Every red carpet appearance, every joint interview, and every Instagram story suddenly carried new weight. Analysts suggest that these moments were less about mutual affection and more about visibility, positioning, and timing, a calculated dance of influence under the guise of romance. Insiders also claim that Teyana confided in close friends that Aaron's emotional detachment wasn't a new development. According to sources, subtle manipulations and controlled interactions were part of his pattern, a professional detachment masked as casual charm. In essence, Teyana's genuine emotions contrasted sharply with Aaron's performative consistency, creating a tension that fueled online speculation. Public discourse around the split escalated further when previous patterns in Aaron's relationships resurfaced. Comparisons to former partners like Hannah Hurst and Lori Harvey highlighted the differences. Prior relationships were private, discreet, and contained, while Teyana's story was loudly public, emotionally intense, and highly visible. These contrasts reinforce the idea that Aaron's involvement with Teyana was carefully structured for maximum public effect, not genuine connection. As the public tried to understand the breakup, theories emerged about external pressures influencing Aaron's decisions. Career obligations, contract stipulations, and even long-distance logistics reportedly played a role, but insiders suggest these were secondary to strategic image management. Aaron's highly publicized work schedule, film commitments, and career trajectory coincided suspiciously with his distancing from Teyana, implying deliberate planning rather than circumstantial drift. Meanwhile, Teyana's emotional narrative became the story that fans, media outlets, and online forums latched onto. Her heartbreak, vulnerability, and candid reflections on the relationship humanized her in a way that Aaron's polished public persona never could. Analysts note that Teyana's openness created an emotional magnet, drawing public sympathy and magnifying Aaron's calculated absence. Social media erupted with debates and discussions. Fans dissected Instagram stories, compared old interviews, and speculated on hidden messages. Some argued the breakup was inevitable due to incompatible priorities, while others insisted that Aaron orchestrated the public drama to maintain his rising celebrity momentum. Rumors proliferated, some tying Aaron's personal preferences and alleged prior associations to his detachment, others suggesting a carefully scripted public performance designed to manipulate perception. The narrative reached a fever pitch when insider sources alleged that Teyana had begun receiving subtle warnings from friends even before the breakup. These early cautions suggested that Aaron's intentions may have been questioned internally long before the public became aware. Allegedly, Teyana's friends saw patterns of behavior consistent with professional detachment, controlled interactions, and calculated emotional distance, signs that Aaron's public charm may have masked deeper strategic motives. As the investigation into public perception deepened, analysts observed a phenomenon increasingly common in celebrity culture: the blurring line between personal and professional, private and public, authentic and orchestrated. Teyana's heartbreak, juxtaposed against Aaron's controlled public image, became a microcosm of this larger phenomenon. Every gesture, post, and interaction was scrutinized for evidence of authenticity, manipulation, or both. The fallout extended to mainstream and independent media outlets. Gossip blogs, news portals, and social media commentators amplified the story, mixing verified details with speculation, creating a multi-layered narrative that left audiences questioning reality. The story evolved into more than a simple breakup. It became a cautionary tale about trust, transparency, and the mechanics of influence in celebrity culture. Analysts argue that the breakup's public intensity was magnified by Teyana's status as a vocal, outspoken, and influential celebrity. Where Aaron had previously maintained low-key relationships, Teyana's openness and public visibility ensured that every detail of the split became viral content. The contrast between the emotional authenticity of Teyana and the carefully curated detachment of Aaron drove engagement, discussions, and speculation to unprecedented levels. As the part unfolds, one chilling conclusion emerges. The Teyana-Aaron chapter illustrates a dual reality: emotional investment on one side, strategic performance on the other. Interviews, insider leaks, and public analysis suggest that while Teyana's vulnerability was real, Aaron's actions were guided by calculation, career strategy, and image management. The resulting story is a collision of heartbreak and manipulation, visibility and control, leaving fans and observers struggling to separate fact from performance. Ultimately, the question remains unanswered: was Aaron ever truly invested in Teyana, or was the entire relationship a meticulously staged chapter for career momentum and public visibility? As social media continues to dissect every post, every appearance, and every public statement, the story lives on, unresolved, tense, and impossible to ignore. This saga of heartbreak, manipulation, and celebrity strategy underscores the ruthless dynamics of modern fame, where emotions are public property, every action is analyzed, and every gesture is a potential headline. Teyana Taylor's heartbreak and Aaron Pierre's controlled detachment are not just a breakup, they're a masterclass in modern celebrity narrative, leaving the public enthralled, shocked, and still demanding answers.